welcome back. I'm so happy you're here to get a little bit of the Christmas spirit. So, for everyone who just found me and sees me for the first time, my name is Yanni and I'm doing this Christmas all year around channel. If you like this content, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. For today, I am going to try to make some old Christmas trains. So, from some tumbling tower blocks, we will see how this will turn out. I just hope you have fun. Of course, it's always a little bit of chaos with me, but bear with me. So let's jump into this DIY. For this DIY, we need our tumbling tower blocks. Again, I have them already on my table. We need some wooden slices in different sizes. I ordered them online, but you can buy them anywhere because they are really of those thin little wooden slices. We need a couple of the smaller tumbling tower blocks. This is just a tumbling tower block in half. And we need some decorative wheels. Of course, you don't have to use them. You can also do it with a little bit of the smaller size wooden slices. So this is what we need for this DIY. The tumbling tower blocks are already over here and I have here my glue gun. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to make it the way I think it has to be, because I have never made a train. So we will see how this will work out. First, I'm going to make the first front and I'm going to have something in my mind and I hope that this will work. So we make 5 layers of our tumbling tower blocks. And this is already number 3 and number 4. And we are going to do this 2 times. This is 4 and now we're going to do a number 5. And again, this is already one piece we need. We are going to make again from 5 blocks a block of 5. Again, glue it and remove your glue immediately, because or else you can't move it anymore. And again, number 3. And of course, like I always say in every DIY, if you don't want to see how it's made, of course I understand if you skip forward. And this way. But for everyone who really likes to know how it is made and how this will, especially how this will turn out, I'm going to glue both of the pieces together. Again, squeeze them on against each other this way. And now we already have a little piece of our train. Oh, sorry, I'm totally blinding you. I'm really sorry. What I'm going to do right now is going to glue 2 pieces against each other. So we can take 2 blocks. We are going to squeeze them together this way. And what we're going to do, we take 2 loose pieces and we're going to glue this one over here. So we do glue on this one and we are going to glue this together. Again, squeeze it and remove the glue. And this one, again, squeeze it. And I have to get it in a straight line this way. And again, we have to remove it. And now we're going to glue this two on top of here. So it's very easy, just a little bit of glue over here and a little bit of glue over here. And we're going to glue this on top of here. This way, of course, you see already this one's a little bit offline. And I hope this will stay okay, but be sure that don't do it the way I have. You see already he's a little bit offline. This one should have been a little bit this way. So I'm going to make, of course, the piece behind here. So we're going to use first a little half piece of one of our tumbling tower blocks. And I'm going to glue one over here. Just one piece over here. And just squeeze it this is already one. Now we're going to, of course, build this further. Now we're ready. Like I said, we have only, only he's almost already already totally destroyed. This is how he's looking like. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do one block on top this way. We're going to glue this on in the middle again. Remove the glue you don't need. And now we're going to make a front, and I'm going to glue 3 pieces together. So one over here, and again squeeze it, and we're going to do the third one again, and again squeeze it against each other this way. And now we're going to place it on here, but before we're going to do it, we're doing one block on the top and one block under. So of course one over here, so we get a nice front for our train, and maybe it even looks like like a truck. We will see how this will turn out, but a truck or a train, both of them are fine. You see, we are going to glue this part on top of each other again, and I'm using my glue gun, but of course you can use anything you like. If you like another glue better, it's also fine. And this is already the first part of our train. What I'm going to do, because a train is never looking this way, so I'm going to try to give it a little bit of a rounded feeling with one block over here. And we're going to glue this again, squeeze it, and now we already have, and of course we need the top. I almost forgot, we need one block. We're going to glue over here, like, because it's an old train, so he has a little bit of how do you call it here in the Netherlands? We call it stone. I don't know, at least most of the time, you know, I think if you know what I mean, the clouds are coming out coming out. And like I said, here in the Netherlands we call it stone, but it slipped my mind how it is in English. So this is already one piece of our train. So I'm going to make a second one, and then we're going to do the middle, which one is in between here, of course. And I want to use it as a little bit of a basket, the train, so I can do some greenery inside of here, of something else. So it is just a front of a train. Of course, we're getting some wheels later on, but now I'm going to make a second one. We have already our 2 pieces of our train. What I'm going to do, because we need the middle piece to even look like a train, that's always the greatest thing. So we are going to lay this aside a little bit. Now we are going to make again 2 rows of 5 high, because we need the back side and the front side, because we want to make it closed. And this is number 3. And of course, I never made a train like this before, so this is also a first time for me to do it. So bear a little with me if it takes a little bit too long. And the last one, and this is number 5. And again, squeeze it. We're going to make the second one. Of course, we are sitting under the glue. This is 1. Again. And number 3. This way. And number 4. Then we already have our 2 rows of 5. The last one. And then I'm going to show you already a little bit what I will do, because at least what I think will work. I'm going to lay down one of my trains, and you see already I did in the first layer one of this train, I did on top of here, I did my for the already the top for his, yeah, I don't know how you call it. I don't even try to say, try to say it anymore. I will look it up in a moment. At least I did this one over here because I'm not gonna do it. This one I'm going over here, but I broke it off because I want to do it later in the middle. I wasn't thinking that he also needs a middle piece. So what we're going to do, we lay it down, and of course I do it a little bit my side, and we are going to, you see here, place this one on top of here, and we are going to do this one on top of here, and then we can lay down our train, the other piece, on top of here, and also glue it. But now you still see he's now the sides are closed, but not the which with the engine is inside of here, at least with the modern trains. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue one against here, so I'm going to show you, and then I hope it will work the way I have it in my mind. This is 1, of course, this way, doing the glue away, and of course I have to squeeze it a little bit on the right side. We do a second one over here because we want to have it closed, and again over here. I think I'm going to lay it down. That's a little bit better to get it even. And this is 1, and now I have to see if he is closing already. So I'm going to this one because we want the engine closed. And now we take another block, and we are going to put this one on this side on here. So I show it to you this way. So just do some glue over here on this way, and we are going to place this one in the opposite direction on top of each other. Maybe I can do it this way, a bit showing you a little bit better. I have to be sure that I have it on the same side, and I have to squeeze it, and I show it to you now. You see, this way. So you have 5 over here, you have 2 extra over here, and this one you place in the opposite direction, not next to each other, but give it a 1 turn. So again, we are going to glue this on top of here, and then we also glue this one on here, and then if everything is okay, you can see already the first part is already closed. I will glue this piece we just made, I will glue them on top of here, and then we're going to make first our bottom before we're going to glue the back side. So we're going to do it this way and just glue it over here, and I need some new glue. And I have to be fast because or else my top is already dried up. And I'm going to glue this over here, and this one, and just squeeze it. And you see, now you have already the front of your train, and it really looks like a chair. It is, it is really experiment. So I am so curious how this will turn out, but we will see. So now we're going to make the bottom of our train. I'm going to do 8 blocks on top of each other on the sides. We are going to glue. This is 1, and again number 3. And I understand that sometimes I can be a little bit long and maybe sometimes a little bit bad to hear, because I am, when I'm talking, I also am working, so then my head is down, so, and I don't have a microphone. Some people, some DIYs have a microphone wearing somewhere on their a little vest or on their sweater, but I don't have one yet. So I hope you still can hear what I say, or else you can even see what I do. And again, the last 2. And this is number 7 and number 8. And this must be the bottom. This way. And this is the last glue we need to remove. And now we're going to glue this on this part of our train. And then we can do this one also inside of here. And then we only need the top of our train. And then if everything is okay, he will be closed. At least not this part, but this part will be closed. So the next step will be, I'm going to glue our bottom first and then the sides, and then we're going to look how we get the roof closed, because we now have every side closed except for the roof. So we are going to do some glue on the bottom of this side of the train, and again on this side. We're going to place it inside of here and then going to squeeze it on its place. This way. So now we already have our bottom inside. So everything is in little pieces. Now we're going to close the back side. I have to look this way. I'm going to do some glue over here and over here. And now we are going to close. I glued, of course, wrong. You see already what I did is totally wrong. I need to glue not on this side, but on the other side. So I have to remove this fast. So don't make the same mistake I did. So this way, and I'm going to glue it over here, and again squeeze it in place for a little second. This way. I hope everything will turn out okay. I'm really scared. But this is just a try, so please bear with me. Now we have an open front already of our train, you see? I don't know where is this looking like, but we will see. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make the roof for over here, because later on, as the last finishing touch, we do this part. But now I'm going to make the roof, and I'm going to take 6 blocks first. And again, we're going to glue 6 blocks together. And this is already 2 and number 3. I am so curious how this will turn out. I hope you are just as curious as I am. And number 4. And probably this one will be a long one again. I am so sorry. I always try to keep myself to do it as fast as I can. But especially when you do an experiment, it doesn't work all the time. Now the last one. You see this one again. Now we have the top, and what we're going to do, we're going to take 2 blocks and we do 1 on this side and 1 on this side. So again, glue over here, and we're going to place this on top of here, and again we are going to lay it down and just squeeze it. We're going to do the Same with this one. Again, lay it down and just squeeze this part against it. And now you have already a little kind of a table. So now we are going to take this part and now we can glue this on top of here. And then I really hope that we have didn't forget anything that we still need to make, or else we have a half train. So I'm going to remove the glue before I'm going to glue it together. And this way, and now I'm going to glue on top of here. And then I hope when I do my last part on it, and I really hope then that everything looks okay and it will really look like one train. But you never know with me, everything is always a question. So on top of here, and I have to look for everything is fitting in, and I have to squeeze it, you see. Now this is already the side you still see. And now I'm going to take my part, and at least I'm only going to lay it on top of here and have to look if our train is looking a little bit like a train without his wheels. Of course there will be wheels, and I don't know why I glued this on top of here. I really have no no idea, but maybe we will come on to that later. I will imagine something. So this is already, and I'm going to glue it together. I have the pieces on top of each other, but am I happy? No, on this moment not. So I will finish him off and maybe I change my mind, but for now I am really not really totally satisfied with it. So what I'm going to do for the top, I'm going to give them some 2 little blocks inside of here, so we get a nice little square on top of the roof. You see, now we can always make something for on top of here for a little bit of a Christmas look. And of course we are going to do some little picture on here, and we are going to give it some wheels. So, but I'm going to glue the tops, you see, then you get a nice little square on top. I'm going to do on the back side, the 2 pieces are already glued together. I'm going to give it one of the blocks over here, so it makes a nice finishing touch on the back side. You see already I took 4 slices I will use as a wheel, and I have this wooden slice, but of course you can use anything. At least you have to look a little bit what's fitting for your train. So I'm going to do 4 slices of this one, and I'm going to take a little bit of the darker gray color, and I'm doing it already wrong because I am going to do this one in the darker gray. So I took also 4 of those wheels, and I'm just going to paint everything in the dark gray color. Of course you also can paint it, but I am finding it a little bit handier just to do it with some marker. So I'm going to do all 4 of them, and this one will be in the black color. You see all of them are colored right now, just 4 black and 4 in the little bit of the gray color. And this pencil gives also a little bit of a rustic color. It doesn't color everything at once, so this is really a nice look because it gives a little bit more of an old look. But of course you can also do a little bit of distressing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get some little bit of glue on the top of our wheel, just little pieces, so it will glue. Now try to get it in the middle of your wheel, in this way, so you get a nice wheel for your train. So I will do the rest also, and I'm going to glue them on top of the train. All 4 of them are ready to glue on top of our train, but we also need some lights. And for the lights, I'm going to use the little bit of the smaller slices, and I'm going to draw them in with a little bit of the gold color. And I hope they dry up a little bit lighter than they are right now, but we will see. Maybe I need another color, but I'm going to do this one first and wait until it is dried up, and then we're going to glue them on top of one piece of tumbling tower block, and we are going to glue that in front of our train, this way. You see? And we are going to glue them, both of them, on top of our little tumbling tower block. And this one we are going to, I will show it to you, gluing on top of here. So it stands out a little bit better. So we're going to do some glue on the back side. And we are going to glue it exactly in the middle. And this one over here. And again, some glue. And just placing it in the middle. This way. You see, now you have a nice little front. And we're going to glue this on here. So do some glue over here. This way. And we're going to glue it in the front. I have to look before I glue it wrong. That wouldn't be nice. So this way again. I'm sorry, I'm doing it out of camera. I'm really am sorry. You see, this is already on the front. It looks very strange right now. I know. But bear with me. Let's wait until the end what we think of it. So this one is over here. So the wheels are ready, our train is ready. I'm going to first, because I'm going to do it in some furniture wax, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take it to my computer and we are going to make a little print for over here and a little print for the front. So, and then we're going to totally place it inside and then we're going to, as finishing touch, do some wax over it. This is how the print eventually turned out, and of course I know, like I always say, you see it backwards, but that's only my telephone. Later you will see the right way. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out the little prints, and of course I did a couple of more if I did cut wrong, so I'm going to cut it out and we're going to Mod Podge it on top of our tray. Pieces are cut out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to glue them with some simple Mod Podge. Of course, you can use any Mod Podge you like I always say. I'm going to use my standard, and this is just a normal Mod Podge. And I'm going to glue this one on the sides of our train. So I'm going to lay the train this way, and I'm going to glue it on here. Just leave a little piece open, because we still need the wheels. And this is what I mean. Now I have him on the sides of our train. And if I look at it, it even looks like a truck. So we always can decide if that we just call it a truck instead of a train. But we will see at the end. I told you we have to wait until the end. So I'm going to do the other sides and all the other little prints, and then we are going to wax it. Already our little prints are on top of our train. If you like more unique prints and you like little signs for decorating your home in your tier trays or something, little corners you have to fill up, I have an Etsy shop and there you find unique little signs for in your home decor. So go ahead, check it out. You will find the link in my description box. I'm going to take my furniture wax right now and I'm going to give it one layer of my furniture wax. And of course, I could have done it first, but then most of the time your print is coming under the wax and I don't like it, and it is not sticking really well on top of some wax. So that's why I'm doing it a little bit before the time. My furniture wax is drying. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make a little suitcase for on top of our, in the little hole, in the early days, if I can remember right, it's not my days, but they also have a suitcase on top of the train. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 4 blocks of my tumbling tower blocks, and I'm going to do a couple of them together. And of course he has to work with me, my glue gun. And I'm going to do 2 on top of each other. Just squeeze it. This is 1. We're going to do the second one. You only need 4 blocks, and again glue it together. And now we are going to glue both of them on top of each other, and this way. Again, squeeze it and make them feel even. Now you already have your own little suitcase, and what we're going to do, we take a little piece of isolation tube. You can always do this over your pipes, and of course I'm just going to measure out a little piece, just cut it out, and I'm going to try to get it as even as I can. And again, this way I'm going to cut it in half. Of course, when the camera is running, it's always going a little bit slower than normal. And I'm going to glue this on top of here, so we have already our own little suitcase. Then I'm going to paint it in the black color, and I have leftovers from this little envelope, and this little envelope I made a DIY with. This is the DIY from last week, so I made some Santa boxes with it, and I have some special delivery, and I'm going to glue later on. I'm going to glue this on top of here, and then I place it in my on my train. So first I'm going to glue this, just do a little piece of glue on both of the ends, and I'm going to place it in the middle like this way. You see, now we have our own little suitcase. And of course you can make 2 or 3, just what you want. You can do one on the back side, but I'm going to paint it, and then I'm going to glue this on top of here. I just popping on because I just wanted to show you the little suitcases. I made also a second one. This one is for the back side of the train, and this one will be on top, and I have on both sides. And I just took just a simple envelope from fabric, and just cut out little pieces of the words, and I just made my own little suitcase. I colored them white, and I did the top with the black marker, and in a moment I will do some furniture wax over it to give it a little bit more of an older feeling. But you see already how easy it is just to make your own little suitcase from Tumbling Tower Blocks. I'm so happy with how these two are turned out. I had to show you. Everyone who likes to see how I distress my little suitcase, I just take some furniture wax, dab off my brush the most of the parts, and I'm just going around the sides just to give it a nice little touch of, yeah, distressing, a little bit of the furniture wax or staining, just what you use, and just go around the sides, and then it already gives a more older look than you already have when you totally have it in the white color. And again, just go the sides and over here and the top, and I will finish both of them up, and then we are almost ready to decorate our tray. For decorating, I am using very simple branches. I'm just using one with some berries and some little bit of glitter. And of course, my favorite always is my greenery. And I know, Lynn, you always like when I take out my greenery, and you say already it always smells. You always have the feeling that you can smell the greenery. Now you already have your greenery again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some pieces on each side, and I'm going to do some pieces on the roof between the little suitcases and on the front of our train, and that will be all. And of course, if you like more decor, just do whatever you think is right. I'm keeping it a little bit simple. And here you see finally the end reveal of our homemade from Tumbling Tower Blocks, a little Oriental Express train. And those cute little suitcases we also made from Tumbling Tower Blocks. In a moment I show it you a little bit closer, but for now, thank you so much for being here and just take on a little bit of the Christmas inspiration together with me. If you like this content, I hope you will consider subscribing to my All About Christmas channel and our main channel Deco Easy. You will find the links for our channels in my description box. And of course, if you still haven't enough from me, I also have my own Etsy shop with lots and lots beautiful seasonal signs. So I hope you're coming over and watch what I have. Enough talking. I wish you all a beautiful day. Stay safe. See you next time. Bye.